Welcome back, guys, to episode 9 of the podcast. So today we'll be going over my latest transfer news and also touching on the Euros as well, seeing how well England have done so far.
Good news and bad news, innit? Good news with you joining Messi, but bad news about England so far at the time of recording, but we'll discuss it later on.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Right then, so the podcast is probably going to look a little bit different from now on, innit?
Yes, it will.
Because we're not going to be in the fantastic studio anymore, the high-tech studio, because you're going to be in America, aren't you?
Yeah, so basically, obviously, I've been given an opportunity to play football in America. I've had a few decent seasons in England, so I thought it was too good of an opportunity not to go.
Yeah. I remember you talking to us about it, and I was definitely one of them who said, you've got to do it, you'd be daft if you don't do it, because like I'm sure you'll explain about how it's come about and stuff, but worst case scenario, like you're playing in America for a year or two and then coming back.
Yeah. So it's a win-win situation really, because if I go over there and do well, then there's a slight chance that you can get drafted.
Messi, Suarez, Scarves.
into the high leagues in America, USL, MLS if you do that very, very well. But then if I don't do as well as I hope, then I'm training every day, playing football every day, playing in good facilities, probably get better, and then just come back home after a year and get back into non-league football and see what happens then.
So how did it come about then? So obviously you've been at, well, we all know you've been at Bamber Bridge this year. How's it come about in terms of like, how did you find out, what have you had to do to like prepare for it, all that sort of stuff?
So obviously I've had 3 seasons at Chorley now in the first team. But more recently I've had like 2 years on loan at Bamber Bridge, so done pretty well there, scored 14 goals this season, got player of the year, so it just means people are watching you, and then a few contacts I know at university as well as football said there's an opportunity to get a fully funded scholarship in America if you fancy it. So I get a master's paid for, which is good for the university side, and then obviously all my football is paid for as well. New life experience, so I thought whilst I'm young, go see how go do it.
Might as well. So how do you reckon it'll differ from like what you're used to so far over here?
I think there'll be positives and negatives, because I got toured around on WhatsApp FaceTime.
Great.
The facilities obviously are like top tier because they have a lot of money over there, so the recovery facilities are very good, the gym's very good, you're playing on good pitches, good little stadiums. So in terms of that side, I should be feeling fresher and more prepared for games. But then I think the standard, I think it'll be just as good but in a different way, so I reckon it'll be a bit more technical, because at the end of the day it's still college football, so it won't be as aggressive or...
Maybe a bit slower.
It won't be brutal like non-league football is, but that's probably the side of the game I need to work on, maybe get a bit more technically better. And get used to being on the ball more than just being aggressive down the pitch. So hopefully it benefits me.
So I'm sure we'll be able to edit a few pictures and like little videos over the top so everyone at home can see. But obviously, your format over here is like train during the week, get to your game on a Saturday, coach job. Yeah. So how is that going to be different over there then? Because I see obviously America is massive, innit, compared to over here.
Yeah, so it will be a lot different. So I'll be based in Boston, which is on the east side of America. So I'll be playing in the Big East League, so obviously playing against colleges on that side. But I think it depends on the game, so it'll either be like a long coach journey, probably like 5 to 10 hours for a close game even maybe. Or I think you can fly as well. So that'd be pretty cool. So there's 2 games a week because the season's short over there. So it'll be Tuesday and Saturday, and then full-time training every day. So should get better that way.
That's what you want, though, isn't it? More football.
Yeah, exactly.
And then what about the actual format of the league? Because obviously, like at the top level, like MLS, it works slightly different to what it does over here. So what's like your format of your league and stuff like that?
Well, I'm still not 100% sure, but what I've gathered so far is that like the main bulk of the season is from August to December. You cram your games in, and then you play games to try and get into the playoffs. And then if you get playoffs, I think there's like a few different things you can win. But the ultimate aim would be to win like the whole playoffs for the whole of the country.
Yeah.
But you have to win your own individual sections first.
And then it all comes together.
It all comes
together.
Yeah. So, a bit different, but I've heard if you get to the final of that, then there's massive crowds, and obviously.
So it's a bit similar to like, well, not 100% similar, but like obviously over here, with your National League, you've got your South, your North.
Yeah,
so there's different leagues for different places, different areas, and then it all comes together.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
That's the aim.
But we just wanted to jump on and explain, didn't we? Because obviously the podcast will be looking a little bit different. we might be a few Zoom calls, FaceTimes, whatever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it'll give us like opportunities to do different kinds of episodes. Like I'm sure you'll be able showing people around the facilities in America or things like that. We can do little bits and bobs. And as well, to be fair, with it being on FaceTime, it's easier to get more guests on, really, isn't it?
Interview some people online, even could interview some upcoming players in America. We'll see what happens.
See what happens, but we'll still be doing them when we can, but obviously might not be as frequent because obviously you're going to be busy doing whatever.
Yeah, so are you.
I'll be Mr. Topping.
Yeah, very busy.
I'll be teaching. So, but we'll definitely find the time.
We'll get it sorted.
Just wanted to let everybody know.
Yeah, new format.
Right, so we thought as well that we would just speak a little bit about the enthralling, exciting, fantastic football that we've seen from England so far. I mean, it's not been the best, has it, at all?
No, like you say, we went into the tournament thinking we were favourites, really. We're all very confident, but performances just haven't lived up to expectations, and I'm going to put half of the blame on the players as well as Southgate, but I just think his team to start with didn't really look quite right to me. No, I would agree. It just looked a bit disjointed, players playing in positions that they don't normally play, and then obviously when you couple that with playing in a team that you don't play with week in, week out, it's always going to be difficult. But like, there's two main ones for me would probably be the whole idea of playing Trent in midfield and Foden on the left. Yeah, I agree, Ben, because Trent's a very good player, but he's a great player when he's facing forward. Like, receiving the ball back to goal is not really his game. And then when he did get it facing forward, we had very limited runners. Everyone was pretty static. Like, Foden's unbelievable player, but he's either a 10 or if you put him on the wing, maybe put him on the right so he can cut in. So we had no direct runners on that left side, especially with Trippier playing left back as well. Like, I can't believe Southgate didn't take a fit left back. I know Chilwell's not had an amazing season, but if you know Luke Shaw's not going to be fit, then surely a left back's actually better because they can provide that width. That's what I mean. I'm not saying that I think Luke Shaw's unbelievable, but he's the only recognised left back in the squad, and he's not fit. So to me, why take him? He hasn't took a left back. As backup for left back, he's brought
Joe Gomez
and Matt Condon. They're both centre halves, really.
But like, if you're going to bring in Luke Shaw now, so at the time of recording, we're in the quarters against Switzerland. We've just the other day narrowly scraped past, obviously, the world beaters that are Slovakia. But if you're going to now bring Luke Shaw in with 3 games left, he's not played a minute. He's not played a minute in like 4 months, I don't think. You can't. So I don't think even if he's fit, he'll get started. So again, we're going to have no width on that left side. That's why. Correct. We probably need to mix it up and play someone else on that left side rather than Foden. Like, Gordon might deserve a chance, and maybe Palmer even. He deserves a shout. Just somebody a bit more direct. Like, I think when you watch Foden, he naturally drifts inside. Yeah. Because that's what he's used to doing for Man City. Yeah. But he's being told, like, just stay out there. But it's players like Foden, Bellingham. Essentially, you just need to just be like, just do what you want. Yeah, give him free rein. Just do what you want. Yeah. I'd probably have been tempted against a Slovakia. We scored 2 goals in the whole group stage. Yeah. And we played Slovenia, Denmark and Serbia. Yeah, we drew 2. We only won 1 game, and it was Serbia 1-0. Exactly. But obviously then, I would have probably, even if you just play one holding midfielder and have like basically 2 10s. Well, we're not playing good teams, are we? So far, could be the best 2 10s in world football. Exactly. Probably not, but they're not far off. No, they're not. No, they're not far off at all. And then you've got the fact that obviously we're 1-0 down to Slovakia with about 4 minutes to go. He's made one sub.
I know, it's a joke. That game, Kyle Walker, really rate him. Good defender, rapid, but he was having a stinker because all we were doing was going forward.
He was. Yeah.
I don't understand why I didn't bring Trent on for the last half an hour or anyone attacking.
Well, he was basically playing as a right winger.
Yeah.
Kyle Walker at points, and you've got probably one of the best crossers of a ball in Europe, one of the best passers of a ball in Europe, and like he doesn't like. I like Trent, but he's not a midfielder.
No,
he's not a midfielder. But if you play him at right back like he does for Liverpool, he can compensate for the fact that he's not necessarily unbelievable defensively because the rest of the defence has been playing well.
Solid.
We're solid. Yeah. So you can give him a bit more freedom and he can be the one that's picking out them passes and stuff like that. But then we've got, even if you do have him on, we've got no runners.
No.
There's nobody moving. We're all like...
Frustrating. Kane's been a bit off it as well.
He has. But, I mean, personally now, if I'm looking at this Switzerland game that's coming up in a couple of days, don't know what it'll be like by the time this pod goes out, but I'm saying we are struggling. Yeah,
if we play that same team, same formation, then it's going to be a stiff game.
It is going to be a very stiff game. Like, just walking about, crab football. Yeah. That's what we used to say at Latics when Martinez was in charge. Crab football, sideways. That's what England are doing.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. For me, personally, I think even if somehow we pull off an absolute miracle and win the tournament, Southgate's finished for me.
Yes, Southgate's not the one in my opinion, but if we win the tournament, I guess you can't say anything because his record is very good. But, I mean, the draws we've had in the last 3 tournaments are ridiculous.
Exactly. But don't forget, we beat Panama in the World Cup a few years back. It's not easy. Serbia, Denmark, Slovenia, Slovakia.
Brilliant.
Big nations, these.
So,
but very disappointing overall, but we'll...
still stick with the team, see what happens.
Stick with the team, but roll on the proper season, because international football is crap! Right, so that's the end of episode 9.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Box.
So, episode 10, we'll be reporting live from opposite sides of the world, won't we? But obviously the podcast will still be going on. So for all the hardcore supporters, the ultras, the Goalmouth ultras, it'll still be happening. But it might not be as frequent and it'll look a little bit different to what it does now. But we'll get some guests on. We'll do what we can. And we'll keep it going.
It'll be good.
It'll be good. So thank you as always for watching, and we'll see you very soon.